Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, lunes el 27 de noviembre. Hope you all had a phenomenal Thanksgiving break and you're ready for the final stretch here before the end of the semester and final exams. We're going to watch a movie today. We're going to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and you have a film activity to coincide with it. That is the only thing due today by midnight tonight. Homework for Wednesday, you have none, just to continue working on your Chapter 2A elective assessment. Then you guys do have a quiz on the differences in use between ser and estar. We'll take another look at that on Wednesday. Short quiz, focused just on that grammar topic that we looked at before we went on break. And you should review your notes and the T-chart that summarized those notes on page 86 of the textbook and the activities that we did to practice that. Your project is a journaling of your daily routine. It is due next Thursday, December 7th for you guys. Again, you guys are using the reflexive verb vocabulary on pages 74 and 75, along with any extracurricular activities, hobbies, and interests from pages 42 and 68. And any other vocabulary that you feel would be relevant to your daily routine. And you're going to create a poster or a Google slide, PowerPoint presentation, Prezi presentation, or a video. And you have examples of videos here at the very bottom chronicling your daily routine. You can watch the videos from before for more detailed instructions posted in previous agendas, but that again is your project, your final project for the semester, due on December 7th. And so the activity that we're going to do today for Ferris Bueller's Day Off is very similar. The difference is that for this assignment, you are not doing all of your conjugations in the first person as you are with your project, right? Your project is about you. So your conjugations of all the vocabulary that we looked at thus far this chapter, the reflexive verb vocabulary that's on pages 74 and 75, and you have a glossary as well that you've put in your notes, but you can find on page 96 with all of that vocabulary highlighted, especially in the top left corner. Verbs to talk about getting ready. So the vocabulary is going to be the same. The grammar, again, will be different in that no longer are you going to be doing it from the first person perspective. Your conjugations will be in the third person singular or third person plural if you want to talk about Ferris, the main character, and him and his friends. So if you look at some of the examples here at the very bottom, no longer will your conjugations end in O and use the reflexive pronoun may. If they are indeed reflexive verbs, like those aforementioned, then you're going to use the reflexive pronoun say, and then the third person singular ending for AR verbs would be a. Remember, o, as, a for the third person. Or for ER and IR verbs, your ending would be e, just like what we talked about at the beginning of the academic year when we talked about how to conjugate verbs in the present tense. And those conjugations are on page 9. So very similar to what we've been looking at. The only difference, again, is that your sentences are going to be in the third person singular, talking about Ferris, or the third person plural, talking about Ferris and his friends, how they spend their day off of school. All right, and so some examples there you have embedded in the assignment. And all you need to include is the time of day. You don't need to include the time. You don't need to Google Translate anything. I won't give you any credit for that. Utilize the vocabulary that you're going to use for your project. And the only thing that you're doing that's different from your project is expressing those verbs in the third person as opposed to the first person. That assignment is due by midnight tonight. The only thing that's due by the end of today.